Damn it, it's never an original idea to come to Culver's. Never. It's the day before Thanksgiving, people. Telling me you guys all want some french fries too. Do you want anything to drink? Do you want People keep saying when I share my stories, they say my life has been pretty interesting. I should really write some of the stuff down. But I don't know. I don't know why this song just makes me cry since I don't know why. My name is Lashunda Prescott. I was born and raised in Oakland, but my parents were Mississippi, so I'm a kind of half generation into Oakland. I'm a little bit of country, I'm a little bit of hood, I'm a little bit of hippie, you know. I was blessed that we had parents that taught us at home and they thought that we could do and be anything, but along the way, they got kind of caught up in their lives and they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. They instilled in us that we were smart, that we were people. We always had books in our house. We always read. My dad, um, he is crazy, funny, so smart, the smartest man. My mama, she sold, and a lot of stuff we didn't appreciate. We wanted to be more cityfied. I've always had a relationship with God that was my own. Even when we didn't have to go to church, I always wanted to do Bible studies, and I would walk and I would talk to God, and I always felt like I had a connection to something bigger than me. A lot of trauma around, you know, just the violence in our house. Went to Cal, loved to learn, enjoyed the experience there, hate testing. I think that anybody can teach you. I think genius is everywhere, and you can learn from anybody if you're open to it. And kids give you a chance to learn again. And that's probably for me one of the best things about motherhood because it's an opportunity to learn again. And sometimes I tell people to go back to their childhood because who we are before people told us who we weren't. That's who we really are. I want to use all of me, and I'm not just a problem solver, but I am. I'm not just a behind the desk person. When I feel like being an extrovert, I want to have the opportunity to do it. When I feel like being an introvert, I was told I'd be good at sales because I can make people feel good and want to buy stuff, but the thought of always being on is not fun. I don't think the way people define creatives, I would fall into that category. With typical creative, like I do have ideas and visions, and I give my ideas away because it's like I don't always have time to do it. So I do sometimes see things like a picture and a color, and I probably would have been, I probably should have followed the thing maybe with being writing plays and maybe doing the stage and all that and working with other creatives. And so that's why with you guys, I wanted to really make sure that you had opportunities to explore your artistic side, so that's why I was like, we would do the chalkboard because, to some extent, I think I wasn't necessarily encouraged to be an artist, even though it was like, that was something I wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to go be an esthetician or go to beauty school and do hair because I wanted to help women be beautiful in the way they wanted to be, but just those are things I didn't follow. I would look in the mirror And I probably was in my 30s or something, and I realized that I didn't see me. When I looked in the mirror, I saw, this might be a little, but I felt like I saw everything everybody else saw, but I wasn't seeing me, and this was like in my 20s. But when I was like a teenager, 16, 15, 14, you know, even though I looked at myself and I saw lack, I still saw me, but there was a point, you know what I mean? And it was like maybe I was trying so hard to be what I think I was supposed to be. And then once again, I jumped into the container of motherhood. And once again, I bound myself back up into what I'm supposed to be. People, they, put motherhood on a pedestal, and not everybody is meant to be a mother. Not everybody wants to be a mother. And so we have this idea of what motherhood is supposed to be, this virtuous thing. You do this certain way. You're not supposed to sleep around. And the thing is, you still are a human being.
But I always wanted to be a mother. I wanted 4 kids. 2 girls, 2 boys. Just like we grew up. And, but no, that's something I knew I always wanted to do. I just wanted to be a mother. But I can't tell you what age. It wasn't like I was sitting around baby dolls and saying, I want to be a mother. I just knew that I was going to do it and I wanted it. So, and I was pretty excited about that. You can't protect them from everything, and if something comes too easily, it might be some bad parenting that you inherited, and that you can't, that you have to accept them as they are, and shit about yourself that you don't like is gonna come up, and there's some things that you pass on. Sometimes the things I say are not interpreted well, or not received the way I intended it. And the hardest thing is to see you guys struggling mentally. You guys have all had some moments, and it's like, and I wish it's like if I hadn't raised y'all in Wisconsin, if I had listened, if your dad had listened to me, and we moved y'all to another country where y'all didn't have to be here. I thought I was going to go to London, but now I'm thinking that would have been a bad place. But if we would have maybe just moved to a different country and didn't have to raise y'all in America, maybe I could have had a different type of peace, but I can't live in the what ifs. But bringing you guys here to a psychologically unsafe environment, that's probably the thing I regret the most. You gotta have a support system. You sitting there trying to do everything by yourself, and y'all needed that support. It's like I remember every time I would go to my friend's house and y'all come with me, and y'all would be so happy to see me having a good time. Because you can't help with everything, and you can't fix everything, and you can't make the world the place that you need it to be for them. Do y'all know that y'all not alone?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know y'all got each other?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know you got me and your dad?
Name and birth date, young lady.
Lashunda, December 1st, 1970.
Virgin Mary herself.
I know.
300 milligrams of 120.
February 17th, Dr. Demi, who's my oncologist, he was like, at this point, all we can do is give you palliative care to kind of relieve your suffering. Grieving that I put things off, thinking that, okay, when the kids are grown, I'm gonna do this. Grieving, putting my life on hold. Having cancer during the pandemic, I'm now finding out some of the support systems, but you just feel extra isolated. And everybody seemed to think I had everything all together, but I was falling apart. A couple of times when you guys was here last year, the pain was so bad, I couldn't not say anything. You saw how I was. I couldn't even hide that. But most of the time, I wasn't talking about how scared it is. I am. It's like, I'm going to these appointments late because I don't want to be there. I don't want to have to keep doing this. And, but I had to get to the point where I was able to express that, as opposed to being angry or denying it or living under this, pretending that it don't exist, but it's like this big elephant in the room. Yeah. It's definitely changed my body. It's changed the way my mind works. It's affected everything, but it's like I have this joy and this peace that I didn't have before. That it's like, a lot of things are uncertain, but I'm okay. I know everything's gonna be okay. I'm getting out of the anger phase. I was really mad at myself. I was mad at the world. I was mad at everybody. It's more about getting my soul right as opposed to getting my body right. So if my body heals in the process, but I want to just like clear myself of my soul of this stuff, this weight, this anger, stuff that I've been holding on to that serves no good. And I'm looking at my behaviors over the past 3 years and just like, okay, what does it feel like if I do slow down and rest? And, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about the arguments and, and what I'm projecting. And I'm just like, and what is, reality? What is me projecting? What is my trauma? Some things I just can't take away, about saying that y'all, save your tears for something important. Or that if something happened to you, I'm the only one that care. Because ain't nobody going to be they going to put y'all in the milk box like they do the white kids. Y'all might didn't need to hear that. Even if it's true, I just know that it was definitely less about y'all and more about, it was trying to control who y'all was being, trying to control how y'all was behaving. I felt lonely in my marriage. I felt lonely without my siblings. And I thought that having kids was supposed to solve all those things. But the thing is, that wasn't your job. My friendships were supposed to take, a relationship with my siblings, relationship with a partner. They feel different needs. And I just felt like, okay, I must be broken, if this is not enough, if they're not enough. I guess that's how I express my creativity is, the pictures I take of nature, but that's more for me than for anybody else. It's just a reminder of just how beautiful, we live in a beautiful world, and it's something that's real simple, just can just make you feel good, and so for me, I like that I could just
anywhere I am, I could find something beautiful.
Because all my daddy used to say, because if you love something too much, you're going to lose it. But I wanted y'all to know that I loved y'all. And that was one thing I was real clear. I was like, I didn't want y'all to ever feel that y'all was alone.
There's a lot of things I could have done differently, but I did the best I could with what I knew, you know. And so, you know, you can read all the books, but it's like, you know, I mean, we were talking about that earlier. It's like you don't know who you are until things happen, you know. You don't know how you're going to react in your mind. You know, I'm going to write letters to my kids every day. You know, letters about when their 40th birthday. Because I used to have this little exaggeration if I found out I was dying. I was going to write, you know, if you're reading this, this is your wedding. You're a beautiful bride. And just remember, you know, and all these. And it's like the thing is, you know, I'm not doing it. What I want to do is just talk to you guys and enjoy you guys as much as possible. And so, you know, so that's one thing I didn't want to. I used to say I was looking forward then when y'all didn't need no money from me, and we can all just go to places and get drinks together and be friends. I don't know how much I regret because I just feel like I enjoyed you guys so much. I wish I would have been more present as opposed to like thinking about work when I'm not at work or thinking about y'all when I'm at work. I wish I could have been more present everywhere I was. I wish, yeah, I think traveling more, I think relaxing more. But the thing is, I enjoyed our time together. I enjoyed picking you guys up from school, dropping off. Black motherhood is really about personhood, you know? And when you get over the point where your kids are not an extension of you, they're not your ego, they're not something that you control, you know, they reflect themselves.
Don't ask, don't ask. I'm sorry, don't do no rhythmation. You know I'm not that dignified.